Professor Theoceratops, and may I introduce you to Digging Deeper Bite-Sized. Hello, and welcome to the first normal episode of Digging Deeper Bite-Sized. My name is Professor Theoceratops, and I'm very delighted that you could join me today. Now, a quick shout out to Meg and the Gardens. I got your email, thank you very much. Now, there is so much to learn as we think about digging deeper into the Bible that I had to think where to start with you young pups. I really did. But since God is the most important, and He's at the center of absolutely everything, we must start with Him. And today, we're going to look at God's godness. What makes Him different from us? What makes Him God? Now don't forget that as I talk about God, I'm talking about Jesus also, because He is God. And I'm also talking about the Spirit, because He also is God. But we'll come to look at how that works in just a couple of weeks, okay? So don't worry about that too much. But what is it about God that makes Him God? What makes up His godness, if you will? There must be a few certain things that make Him God, that make Him different. Just like if you saw an animal with a really long trunk, you would know it's an elephant, because no other animal has a really long trunk. It sets it apart. So, what sets God apart? Well, there are a few rather large things that set Him apart. We will be delving into 3 over the next couple of weeks, but we're simply going to look at the first one today. Okay, are you ready for this? It is known as His self-existence. That is, He can exist all by Himself. He doesn't need anything or anyone else to live or keep Him going. You and I, we needed to be made. If we were never made, we wouldn't exist. That donkey over there. It needed to be made. If it was never made, it wouldn't exist. But God, He didn't need to be made. He has everything He needs to exist in Himself. And so we actually see that God never was made. He has always been around and always will be around. Now, I would love it if you could go and grab your Bibles and open up and read this verse. Read this verse. Now, I would suggest to pause the video at this moment and read this verse. Pause. Did you pause it? Did you read the verse? It says, "From everlasting to everlasting, you are God." Now, God has always been around, and He always will be around. That's because He has life in Himself. He doesn't need to be given life like we do. He just lives because He is God. God is. He just is. Now, if that is tricky to understand, then congratulations. You are a human being. It is very difficult for us to understand. But that's because God is so much better than us. He's God. We're not. And the first thing that makes up His godness is that He can exist all by Himself. He is self-existent. Now, unfortunately, that is all we have time for today. But remember, please ask questions. Ask your parents questions. Ask your leaders questions. Or you can email me at theoceratops@evchurch.info. Ask your parents and you can email me. But please, always work hard to dig deeper into the Bible, even if it is just in bite-sized pieces. I am Theoceratops, and God is. Goodbye.